Hi there. Today we're doing mobility yoga. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with large trunk circles, 3 going towards the left and 3 going towards the right. Good. We're going to take a deep breath and reverse, going in the opposite direction, reaching nice and long, coming all the way around, trying to reach the toes or the floor. And we'll do one more. Take a deep breath and roll up through the spine, coming nice and tall. Great. We'll take a few breaths here. Perfect. And we're going to go ahead and open up into Warrior 1. Good. We're going to take that right hand, bring it down to the floor, and then the left hand comes on, coming into a nice triangle pose. We'll walk it on to the center, roll up through the spine, and pull it into a nice and tall tree pose. Nice and steady. Good. Let's go into the other side. Nice deep breath. Open up into Warrior. We'll take that left hand, bring it down towards the floor, and the other follows, coming into triangle one more time. Nice stretch. Let's walk it on into the center. Nice breath and roll it up into tree pose. Great. Let's go ahead and turn, come to the head of our mat. We'll hold it down, walk on out to plank. We'll drop those hips and come into a nice cobra, staying nice and long in the neck. We'll raise the hips, going into down facing dog with our right foot lifting. And then pulling that down into bird dog. Good. Right hand, left foot extends long. We'll walk it up to standing. Good. Forward fold. Walk it out into cobra. Lift the hips and come into down facing dog, going to the other leg. Then we drop down to hands and knees, lifting left arm, right leg into bird dog. We'll keep going, making sure that we alternate sides each time that we go down. Hold it, walk it out, keeping the core engaged as we go into cobra. Rolling it up, going into down facing dog, and then into our bird dog. And one more time. Walking it out to cobra. Pulling the hips up, lifting our leg, being nice and long as we can, pulling it in, and going into bird dog. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and come into a seated position here on our mat. And we'll do some shoulder rolls, taking those shoulders back. And we'll take them forward. And then we're going to take the shoulders, bring them up towards the ears, and then pull them down, extending that spine. Good. Taking them up, and then pulling them down away from the ears. Good. We're going to take our hands and go into a nice windmill stretch. So one arm goes up, the other goes down, stretching nice and long in both directions. Good. We'll go ahead, turn it around, and roll down onto our mats. We'll go ahead, pull in that right knee, extend out the left, and we're going to slide that left leg up and down. Good, pulling it in towards our butt, and then we extend it out nice and long, stretching through our hip socket. Good, let's go ahead, switch. Left comes in, right is going to slide in and out, making sure we're articulating through that heel, so we're leading with that heel. Good. Now go ahead, I'm going to straighten those legs, alternating, pulling one in towards the chest at a time. Give it a nice little pull right behind the knee or at the calf. And both knees come in. Good. We're going to take both legs out, sliding the heels out, stretching, pulling the heels in towards the butt. Good. And again, articulating through that heel, stretch. And then pull those knees in towards the chest. Good. And right here, we're just going to give a little ankle release by rolling those ankles around. Good. Take both legs nice and straight overhead. Give them a nice little pull in for a stretch. Good. And going into a nice glute bridge. And again, legs overhead, lifting the tailbone in, down, lifting those hips up. Good. Pull it in, legs lift, tailbone lifts, roll it down, and going into that glute bridge. Really pressing those feet into the floor as you lift those hips up. Good, and bringing those knees into the chest for a nice big hug. Good, let's go ahead. We'll take that right ankle and cross it over the knee. Drop it down to your left side. Get in a good stretch. Make sure you hold that right shoulder down to the floor. And we'll bring it up and pull the right leg in towards the chest. Good, and we'll go ahead and drop it to the other side. Pulling it back towards the center, we're going to switch. Left ankle coming over the right knee, dropping it down towards the right side. And we'll pull it back towards center and go ahead and lift that right leg in towards the chest. And as we take this last one, we're going to drop it to the left side, keeping that right shoulder down. Great, awesome job. Pull the legs into the chest for happy baby. And if you can't reach your feet, then you can grab onto your ankles or your pants leg or the backs of your calves. We're going to take a nice little gentle rock side to side, just releasing that low back, really getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings. Pulling the knees into the chest. And straight overhead, extending those legs. We'll go back into that happy baby. And balling it up, bringing the forehead to the knees, and then again, extending those legs nice and straight. And laying nice and flat on the floor. Stretching the spine, stretching those arms nice and long, stretching those legs nice and long. We'll go ahead, take one hand down by the side, reach, and switch to the other side, reach. Getting a good stretch through that spine, just decompressing it, getting as long as we can. Let's come on up to a seated position. And here, we're going to go ahead and drop that chin down to the chest. And then lift up towards the ceiling. Good, dropping it down to the chest, getting that stretch behind the neck. And then bring it up, getting a nice stretch through our front of our neck. Good, we'll grab our head, pulling it over to the right side. Nice stretch. And the other side, gently pulling it over to the left. And we are done. Great job.